Here's Victoria and Anthony with an AMI This Week shortcut.
You said you were going to introduce us to some new friends, so...
That's right. Well, I just met Kiko and Mstari recently. They're the kind of friends that really stick their necks out for you.
Where did you meet them?
Well, their families are from the African savannah, but I bumped into them at the Toronto Zoo.
You're talking about animals.
Yeah, and they are head and shoulders above the rest of my friends.
Giraffes. You're talking about giraffes.
Well, I did say they were orange.
Let's just get to the story.
Okay, let's head to the Toronto Zoo and meet my new friends, as well as their zookeeper, Brent.
Welcome to Animal Class.
So I'm here with Brent, one of the zookeepers here at the Toronto Zoo, and today we are meeting a pair of giraffes.
Yes, we are.
Very tall. I guess we'll start with their names.
Sure, yeah, this is Kiko, who's closest to us right now. He's our male. So he is about 15 feet tall right now, and we expect that he will probably grow 2 feet taller. So when he's fully grown, he'll be about 3 times as tall as we are.
And one of the coolest things about giraffes, obviously, is their long necks. What is the purpose of their long necks?
Well, giraffes are really well adapted to eating leaves.
Okay.
So having a really long neck and really long legs gives them an advantage over everyone else in the savannah. So they can reach leaves that no one else can reach. Their bodies are very wedge-shaped, so they're very tall at the front, but their bums are actually really short. Their legs are about 6 feet tall. Their necks are also about 6 feet tall. And then it's the head and body that makes up the rest of the height. Oh, hi, and then this is Mstari, who's just come to join us. She's not so keen on the veggies.
What types of foods are you feeding the giraffes here?
So right now I'm feeding Mstari, we call them herbivore cubes, which a lot of our big herbivores here at the zoo get. They're made of compressed hay that has all their vitamins and minerals mixed up into it. So it's kind of like a power bar for giraffes. Their tongues are about 45 centimeters long. And we'll see if he'll stick it out for us for a carrot.
There it
you
is.
go.
Oh my God.
And you'll notice their tongues are black in color or gray or purple. They're very dark, very different from our tongues. And we think that that's because they spend so much time feeding from the tops of trees in the wild with their tongues out of their mouth that if they had pink tongues, they would get sunburn. Do you want to try feeding?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you just want to hold the carrot out and he'll
sideways?
actually wrap that.
Didn't take any time whatsoever.
He'll wrap his tongue around
There you go.
and pull it into his mouth.
What types of leaves would they be eating in the wild?
So in the wild, giraffes are specialized for eating acacia leaves. Acacia trees, we've got some willow browse here. You're gonna have to hold on really tightly though, because he was gonna pull really hard to pull all the leaves off. So acacia trees that they're eating in the wild don't really like being eaten by giraffes because the leaves are really strong.
Very strong.
The leaves are how the tree actually makes its food. And so what Kiko just did there is something that the acacia tree does not want to happen.
Yeah.
So acacias actually grow really long thorns on their branches, so the giraffes can't just grab onto the branch and strip the leaves off like this.
Okay.
And so what giraffes in the wild do is they use that really long, flexible tongue. They'll actually go in and around the thorns to kind of collect the leaves, pull them into their mouths without getting any thorns inside.
That's pretty sneaky.
Yeah, their lips are also very, very thick and rubbery. So if they do get poked, it hurts way less than if we were to get poked in the lip by something sharp.
What other neat adaptations do giraffes have?
So giraffes have this kind of blotchy coloration to act as camouflage. So in the wild, they would be standing around trees, which cast shadows on the ground with the leaves. And so it's thought that their blotches help them hide, basically, from potential predators when they're feeding.
And how fast can these guys go?
When they get going, they can run over 50 kilometers an hour.
Really?
Because they have these really long legs, they have really long strides.
Makes sense.
So they can cover a lot of ground in just a couple steps, basically.
And on top of the head, you have these 2 horns. What are those for?
Yeah, those knobs are actually unique to giraffes. They're called ossicones, and they are used by males when they fight for females.
Okay.
And we talked about how long their neck is to help them eating leaves, but it's actually thought that giraffes evolved a really long neck because that's how males fight with each other. They have necking competitions.
They slap their necks against
Yeah,
each other.
they stand side by side and they just swing their heads like battering rams.
Well, thank you so much for introducing me to these two giraffes.
You're so welcome. It was great having you.
Thank you.